Hey guys, Danny from Danny Raposa Real Estate, and welcome to my monthly newsletter for the month of October. Well, it's been quite the ride over the last kind of 30 days. We've had a bunch of stuff happening with regards to federal election and budget and all kinds of stuff happening in the world that have really geared or kind of changed our perspective on how things are going to look like for the next 4 to 6 to even up to 8 years. And I'll touch on that, but first let's get to kind of some of the numbers and where we're at with regards to the real estate market. Sales are still up on the lower end market. Anything kind of under 500,000, you're still seeing some pretty good sales numbers compared to last year. Overall, basically, we're up about 10% on some of that lower end stuff, anything under 500, mainly in the apartment sector and the attached sector. The upper end stuff is the opposite. You're going to see more and more inventory coming on and just nothing really selling on that upper end side of it. So inventories are going to start to creep up and not really not catching up with demand because demand has fallen for sure. So sales are good on the bottom end side, but overall, like I said, still a buyer's market, even though we're moving to more of a balanced kind of environment in that lower end segment. One of the things that's positive is the job growth is still there and it's kind of shifted. I mean, most of the job growth is shifted into kind of what I'd say more non-traditional sectors and service sectors, things like that. And that's really I guess a product of kind of what's happening in our province right now. And that kind of reflects on what's happening in the real estate side as far as, more of a shift towards the lower end product as far as sales. So we'll see that the job growth is still there, but it's just kind of shifting to what I call the lower paying kind of sector. And again, that filters right through into the real estate side of things as well. On that note, the migration to the city's still been positive. I mentioned this last month where I was a bit surprised where I saw some numbers from last year to this year where migration to the city or net migration to the city has been actually still pretty positive, which is a good thing. And I think that's more and more people coming here because of, again, maybe non-traditional sectors, not necessarily oil and gas, but more tech and service related industries that I think is attracting some more people to come and work here. And I think we're going to probably see a shift to more and more of that, and as we're going to have to adapt to some of the opportunities that are coming here, and obviously less on the oil and gas sector because of what's happened over the last little while. The election, let's talk about it. I mean, it is what it is. The Liberals are in, and there's a pretty good mandate across the board from province of Alberta and Saskatchewan that they weren't really all that happy about that, and there's all the talk about Western alienation and just what happens out west here. And I think, what it's done is it's really made Jason Kenney's job a little more of a tougher hill to climb in trying to basically, get his mandate across over to Ottawa and to Liberals to make sure he understands, what we're doing here and what we need over here in Alberta. So it'll be interesting to see over the next kind of 4 to 6 months how Jason Kenney navigates that. His budget came out, which, as to be expected, it's going to be a tough budget. It's, it is what it is. It's, we have to take our medicine a little bit right now and really adapt in order to bring ourselves back in line. Unfortunately, previous administrations have racked up some debt, and on our federal side of it, we're seeing that as well. But I think he's got to make some tough decisions, and unfortunately, that's going to fall on some certain people that it's going to be tough. But I think it's the right thing that needs to be done, just like Ralph Klein did back in the day to bring us back into check. So budget's out, election's done, all these kind of big kind of idea things are finished. So what does that leave us? Well, I want to say the silver lining is what is it? But the silver lining to me is it's all done. It's finished. We know exactly where we stand now for the next at least couple of years, if not 4, and we got to deal with it. We got to adapt. We need to adjust. And being an Albertan and born and raised here my whole life, I've seen so many different ups and downs in this province. And one thing I do know is Albertans are resilient and we'll find a way, and we will adapt. You'll start to see it in the oil and gas sector, and I think you're going to start to see it in the real estate sector as well. So what I would say to people is, it is what it is. Let's move on and stop talking about all the rhetoric and just move on and figuring out how we do business in the environment we're in. I know that's what I'm doing for my business, trying to find new and innovative ways to represent my clients and expose my clients to the masses in order to try to get the maximum dollars. So I think we all have to do it. It is what it is, and those who actually jump on board and start doing it now, I think are going to be in a better position than those who are wondering why they shouldn't have done it a couple years ago, kind of thing. So keep working hard out there. It's not the end of the world. I think we'll get through this. And like I said, I think we'll just keep plugging away. And if you need any help with your real estate needs, by all means, give me a call, 403-966-7676, or check me out on my website at dannyraposa.com. I'm here to help. Give me a call. Have a great month.